When it comes to making retirement and end-of-life decisions, there are many questions that all of us have. One of those is how we handle the biggest purchase we made during our lives, our home. And here to give us some sound advice on this situation is Garrison III from Preservation Financial. Welcome back, Davis.
Thank you,
It's good to
Chris.
see you in person.
Good to see you.
Absolutely. Let's talk about this. You know, a lot of folks think it may be a good idea to put their home in their adult children's name, and you say that may not be the case.
Right. There are complications to that attitude, and I've got a lot of clients and prospects that are of that mindset.
Right.
And it does not always pan out the way one might think it does. There are better ways to go about the situation. And there's an example, a woman, a mother, who had paid $16,000 for her house in 1976,
Right.
was worth $200,000 now.
Right.
Not uncommon. Appreciation with real estate is very, very good. And that gain would be a taxable event if her son did not inherit the house. In other words, roughly $32,000 in taxes would be due.
Wow.
If she did gift it to him.
Okay.
The preferable way to go about it is to establish a lifetime interest in the home that gives her the right to continue living in it
Right.
for the rest of her life, and declare a remainder interest for the child,
Okay.
whoever is in line to be given or gifted the property. And all that the child has to do is file a gift tax return in the year following his mom's death, and that completely wipes out, like I said, inherited wise.
Right.
There is no income tax.
Right.
But that's a little twist.
Yeah.
In the code, in the IRS section that covers it, is code 2036, if anybody wants to look it up.
And also, I think a lot of folks, you know, you were talking about this, and you sent me some information on this. A lot of folks are wanting to become part of the Medicaid program, and they think by gifting their home or giving their home or deeding their home to a child will help them to get into Medicaid, and that may or may not happen.
It really doesn't work in the time frame that the IRS can look back, or the Medicaid system can look back.
Right.
To attach ownership of things.
Right.
It used to be 2 years, it's
Right.
now 5 years.
Okay.
So you know, it doesn't often pay off to try to go around your elbow to get to your hand.
So there's other ways to handle this, and you gave us one example. Are there other ways, other advice that you give folks when dealing with this situation?
There are other ways, and there's not time today to go over all of them.
Right.
There's probably 4 or 5 different other ways.
What's that number one way that you come up with? You talk to folks, what advice do you get? That number one reason, that number one way.
The number one reason is to declare a lifetime estate.
Okay.
For the parent or parents.
Right.
And that way they get to live in their home,
Right.
which the majority of people want to do.
Exactly.
As opposed to a nursing home. You've had a situation in your family like that, so you're aware of it. But you know, don't cut off your nose to spite your face. It's just not worth it.
Right.
Come talk to us. We'll
Right.
be more than happy to explain all of your options after we look at your precise situation, and that's the way to go about it.
And while I've got you here, and we've talked about this situation, but let's talk about good news this morning. We just had a special report about 2.5 million jobs added. That is good news for the economy. Let's talk about the economy going forward. We've talked about that U-shaped versus the V-shaped recovery. Are you thinking maybe we're more into a V-shaped recovery as far as the economy is concerned?
I'm hesitant to say at this point in time, but it looks like it is more favorable
Right.
towards a V-shaped recession as opposed to a U-shaped,
Right.
or a W-shaped,
Right.
or an L-shaped.
We don't want that L-shape.
We've got
Yeah.
a plethora of different options here.
Right.
But the 2.5 million jobs was absolutely stunning.
Right.
And that brought the unemployment rate in at 13.3%.
Right.
So it is staying. It looks like, we have flattened the curve
Right.
on unemployment, as well as, knock on wood, as well as the coronavirus, as well as
Pandemic
unemployment.
as well.
Yeah.
All right. Davis, thank you. Appreciate you. End on a little good note here today on this.
Thanks as
Friday.
always.
It's Preservation Financial. They're located right there on Sunset Drive in Johnson City. If you got questions about your home and how to do that, give him a call today.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by